how to turn the objection, "I will think about it," into "I want to buy." First, I will show what does not work. This will help you correct mistakes. Next, I will show what works from the classical school of sales. And after that, you will hear techniques from the new school of sales. You will be able to implement them right after watching the video, so make sure to watch until the end. My name is Seri Harris. I am a sales trainer, and now I will show you how to deal with the objection. I will think about it. Of course, people do that, but it doesn't work. For example, the client says, "I will think about it," and you respond, "Shall we think about it together?" Or another one, "What is stopping you from making a decision right now?" Why does this not work? Such an approach only angers the potential buyer more and makes them want to get away from the seller as far as possible. It is better to use more sophisticated techniques from the classical school of sales, for example. And how do you feel about it overall? First of all, we show the client that we are in no way arguing or pressuring them. This allows us to receive in return the strengths of our offer. For example, Serhii Viktorovich, of course, take your time to think it over. After that, we take a step and ask a targeted question. Serhii Viktorovich, what do you think about our product and the idea of collaborating with us overall? Here, the client might say, "Well, overall, it's fine, just..." And after that, the real objection will be revealed. Because in reality, "I will think about it" is not a genuine objection. It is an excuse to avoid stating the real reason. Here is how this technique helps you get closer to the truth. But there might be another response. "I'm concerned," says the client, "that I was expecting something cheaper. I need to look at other options because this one doesn't fit my budget." No matter the situation, you understand that it might be expensive for the client. You can see how to handle the too expensive objection in this video. When you find out how the client generally feels about our offer, you can ask about the details. "Serhii Viktorovich, what did you like? What didn't you like? What are your impressions of the product?" I remind you that this is the classical school of sales, and it will get more interesting. And after these questions, the client will start talking, and your task is to start listening and remain silent. This is important for understanding the client and what catches their attention in your offer. I will tell you about the technique. I am just like you. The client says, "I will think about it some more." You say, "Serhii Viktorovich, yes, of course, that is your right." I say the same thing when I want to politely refuse. You are smiling just like that. The client will respond, "No, it's just," and here the real reason will be revealed and you will start working on it. This is also a classical school of sales. There is also a technique that helps to warm up an indecisive client. Sometimes there is a situation where a person is not yet ready to collaborate with you and take big steps, but they may agree to small actions. What should you do in this case? Let's consider another approach. I won't say whether it works or not. Listen. Your opinion is interesting. Imagine the client says, "I will think about it," and you say, "Yes, of course, I am not insisting. I will just tell you about one offer." We usually do it this way with our clients. They make a symbolic prepayment. We reserve the product for them, and it remains available during this time. What do you think? Now, to the questions personally for you. What do you think about this approach? I think it won't work because any explanation can lead to objections. So, don't take the risk. This approach is from the old school of sales. Explanations have already become tiresome for customers. Clients want to hear questions that interest them and receive insights throughout the conversation that will inspire them. The following technique helps to understand the true reason behind the objection. "I will think about it." For example, imagine that you are the customer and you say, "I will think about it." And I continue with you. So you want to think it over to make the right decision, correct? What do you say? "Yes." Next, I continue. That is, if planning the next step, that will help you resolve your issue. Name this issue. Tell me, please, is the question more about the price or more about how well it actually suits you? And then the client chooses an option or suggests their own. And here you continue. I continue. You are the client. So, what you heard is not quite something that would make you say, "Wow, cool." So please tell me what else should be included or which points need to be changed for you to say, "This is suitable," and I will think about whether we have it or not. And what will the client say? The client will say something important, but it won't work if you have overloaded the client by this point and they are exhausted. Any objection is a result of previous mistakes. Why is this the technique of the future? Because it does not provoke objections. You systematically find out what your client needs and offer them exactly that. Start gradually integrating such questions into your sales techniques, and you will see an increase in conversion. These are all the techniques for today, but I see that you are still watching this video. I am very interested in your opinion. Please write in the comments which technique you liked and which you did not. I will personally respond, and if you describe your situation, I will write the technique directly in the comments for you personally.